for why I have a disdain for weak people is that they are liars. And anybody inside of your internal circle should never be a liar. You can have people who disagree with you. You can have people who perhaps do not share your worldview, but they should at least be honest, because lying is treachery. And weak people are always lying to themselves. So let's analyze this. I have a strong business partner. I have a weak business partner. Both of them don't try. Who is more likely to be honest and admit to me they did not try? The person who understands that trying is necessary to yield results, the guy who goes to the gym every day, or the person who believes that you don't really need to try because it's not important. These people are fundamentally dishonest. When I see somebody who is not strong and not interested in getting strong, I know that their word doesn't mean anything because they've been lying to themselves their entire life.
If God put a diamond in your path, you'd want it. Would somebody have to motivate you to go and take that diamond, or would you understand, I want that diamond? Now, the reason you want it is because it's right in your path and it's easy to acquire. But nobody has to motivate you to get it because you see the value. If the diamond's on top of a mountain, now a lot of people are going to quit. But you still want the diamond. You should be excited by the idea that you get to climb a mountain because it stops anyone else trying to get that diamond. You shouldn't need motivation to do hard things. It should be very much the opposite. Hard is fantastic. You need to be waking up and training your mind to approach difficult things with excitement.
You want to party? You want to laugh? You want to be a bunch of clowns and achieve very little? Because when times are going well, when everything is perfect, that's when you enjoy the hedonistic side of life. You don't grow as a person. Often you don't achieve so much. You're only achieving and growing as a person during the most difficult times in your life. When things are going perfectly, that's when it's all just a clown show. Do you want friends who are capable clowns, but are completely useless in a war? If you do, then perhaps you are that type of person, because birds of a feather flock together. If you're the kind of person who thinks it's okay to have friends which are only useful during the best times of your life for entertainment, and provide no utility during the worst times in your life, then perhaps you are one of those types of people. I believe that my circle should be most useful to me and most loyal to me when the chips are down. When you are broke, you are forced to exist amongst people you don't want to exist amongst, to talk to people you do not particularly like, to work with people who do not agree with you. When you are poor, you are forced to interact. But when you become the A side of life, like me, when you're at the absolute upper echelon, you can set the world on fire and ignore them. It doesn't matter. Your money is secure, your family is secure, your life is secure. It doesn't matter how mad people get at you, and it doesn't matter that you do not interact with these people. If you're weak and you're trying to get stronger, that's forgivable. But the people who remain weak or who pretend that physical strength is not important are the worst people. You know, we live in a world now where you're supposed to ignore basic pattern recognition. They encourage you to do this. You're not allowed to identify a pattern inside of your own mind because it goes against the slave mind program. You have to curate the people you spend time with. It's very difficult for you to keep the exact same people you currently spend time with and change your life, because you either have to elevate these people along with you, many of which are not capable of elevation, or you would have to suppress certain qualities within these people, even if you believe it's for their own good, and you would be resented for it. So when you change your life, the people you spend time with has to change. A strong person knows they can handle. They understand that being honorable will be rewarded karmically by God, and they can handle the consequences of doing that. If you can't handle the consequences of being honorable, how can you ever be expected to act honorably? A whole lot of people may not like me, but nobody can say I've lost. I have won, and these people know I have won. I don't believe depression is real because by believing in it, you give it power. If you say depression is a real thing, you can become depressed. Much like a ghost. If you're afraid of ghosts, you're afraid to be in a forest alone at night. If you don't believe in ghosts, you're not afraid to be in the forest because there's nothing to fear. I don't believe in depression, and I've had a more difficult life than all of the people I've ever met who told me they were depressed, which is once again confirmed to me that depression is not real. And you cannot change my mind because I will not adhere to a mindset which weakens me. So I don't want to listen to people who are sad about how the world works. If somebody is so depressed that they refuse to get up and do the right things for their own life, do you think they're going to do the right things for me and my life and our mission? Can you trust somebody who cannot control their own mind? There are people out there which are so mentally weak, they will think of a thought and that thought will destroy them. They will have a thought that they create in their own mind themselves. It's in their head. And instead of turning it off or fixing it, they will allow it to fester to the point where their body and their life degrades and they will be defeated by their own thought. Work harder. If you have a problem, whether you're broke, whether you're out of shape, whether your girl leaves you, whether you're depressed, whatever it is, working harder is almost always the answer. My girl left me, what do? Hit the gym. My friend died, what do? Become exceptional. I'm sad, what do? Train. The answer is nearly universal. It's always working harder is never gonna not help. And the truth about life is that there is no easy way out. There is no shortcut home. It's rocky. It's round 10. It's a slugfest. It's broken eye sockets and it's swinging. That's all life is ever going to be at the top. Even with money, it's the same. You have to wake up, realize life is shit, do the right thing even though you don't feel like doing it, dedicate yourself, knuckle down, grind out, brutal, terrible, hard labor.
Everyone talks about motivation, like it's some magical fuel that will change their life. But the truth is, motivation is weak. It comes, it goes, it disappears the moment life gets hard. Winners don't wait to feel ready. They take action whether they feel like it or not. The difference between success and failure isn't talent or luck. It's the ability to show up every day without excuses. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you're tired, even when you're broke, even when nobody's watching. Getting your life together isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about deciding that enough is enough. No one is coming to save you. No one cares how hard your life is. No one is going to hand you the life you dream about. You either take control or you let the world break you. Discipline is the code, the secret weapon that separates the average from the elite. You want to win? Then wake up earlier, work harder, cut out the distractions. Stop crying about your problems and start solving them. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates power. Power builds empires. Motivation fades, but discipline builds legends. Discipline is what separates the average from the elite.